Namaskar, good afternoon, and welcome to today's episode of Nari to Narayani, co-powered by IIW, that's Inspiring Indian Women. I am so glad to see you all. Yes, this is Jasmine Vitlani, your host for today. And yes, today it is International Women's Day special episode. तो आज का हमारा एपिसोड बहुत ही स्पेशल है, बहुत ही इंस्पायरिंग एंड टू आउटस्टैंडिंग लेडीज विद अस, रियली पॉपुलर आउट देयर। मैं उनको जानती हूँ, इतना बेहतरीन काम कर रही हैं वो। तो आई एम डिलाइटेड टू बी होस्टिंग टुडेज शो विद दीज टू आउटस्टैंडिंग गेस्ट। उनको हम मिलेंगे एक के बाद एक। पहले सेगमेंट में हम मिलेंगे तुलसी वागजियानी से, और दूसरे सेगमेंट में हमारे साथ होंगी प्राप्ति दत्त। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद तुलसी वागजियानी। हेलो तुलसी।
Hi, how are you, Jasmine?
Hi, how are you?
How are you okay?
I'm good, thank you, Tulsi. We are so delighted to have you for today's show. So thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. What an amazing show.
Thank you. So viewers, मैं आपको बता दूं, तुलसी वागजियानी, she is such a brilliant motivational speaker. She's an inspiration. She has been, featured in so many newspapers, so many magazines because of the work she has been doing. She's an outstanding coach. She's a Pilates instructor and a amazing fighter, an amazing survivor. And we are going to hear her story today, and get some more inspiration and get some more motivation from her. So Tulsi, when I see at you, when I look at you, I see a very, very resilient woman, a fighter, a survivor, who was, you've been really hanging in there. So this, your journey, what was that, what was your story, what happened, what was that life-changing incident? Can you share with our viewers? And studio, can we have the pictures? Can we share the pictures, please?
Yeah, I mean, my journey started age 10, as you can see on the screen. I got burns to my face and body. I was 10 years old when I was involved in a plane crash in India, in Bangalore. It's now, 32 years ago. I lost my mom, dad, and my brother. And in a split second, life as I knew it changed. I was, and since then, not actually realizing the impact of this one incident, what it was going to do going forward in life. As with all of us, it's one incident, and it's the impact of one incident. And something really important to always remember is life can never go back to how it was, because there's nothing to go back to. We're only here to look forward. So obviously this happened at the age of 10. Growing up, yeah, in an Indian community, this sort of thing didn't happen. Well, certainly not where I am. So no one really knew how to deal with somebody who looks like me, So even my family, my community. But I think feeling alone because I didn't have my parents, I think was really tough. But I'm really grateful that I had amazing family who did support me, tried to do their best. Now, as we are, a South Asian community predominantly on this channel, it's important to raise this, that we need better skills or tools to help people who are going through something big like this, how to best support. We don't need judgment, we need kindness. I wish whilst growing up I had a lot more kindness, because I was a lot of bullying for the way I looked. No one factored in, I've lost my family. No one really looked at those.
What was your initial reaction? Like, you were only 10 years old. You went with your mom and dad and brother for a holiday to India. You were supposed to be meeting your extended family, having a good time. And, this plane crash happened. what was your initial reaction, like, when you first saw yourself and you were only 10 years old?
Yeah, so I was in hospital. I was just Dulcie because I had my eyes bandaged. I didn't know what I looked like. So internally, I was just still me, boisterous, jovial, always playing jokes, laughing.
Yeah.
And when it came to the time to look at myself in the mirror, I was excited because in my head, nothing has happened. But when I held that mirror in front of me, that wasn't me. I literally thought somebody drew that face on, because it's not my face.
Yeah.
And when I looked at my left hand, it was red, raw with scars. There was metal
Mm.
rods sticking out of the fingers to straighten them.
Yeah.
Then I understood something has happened, but I still didn't understand the severity, obviously. But whether I was naive or whether I was optimistic, I literally thought there's going to be this magic cloth, and in 1 year's time, it's all going to go away. Like this is nothing. Obviously, I have got the scars, 32 years on, but it's different. This is part of me now.
So what
That
happened? Then you came back to UK with the extended family, and then what happened when you were
Yes,
back
was
in
back
UK
in.
as a child?
This is where everything happened in the UK, where I got to see myself in the mirror. I was only in
Okay.
India about 3 days after the
Okay.
accident, so I was flown back. All my surgery, everything happened here in the UK. I was met with all my family, aunties, uncles, and cousins, and they all did their best to help me through this, to help me navigate life in the best way possible. You
Absolutely.
know, I think as a community, as we go, we are such a big community. When in time we do come together, but in certain situations is where we are left to feel alone, especially when it comes to things like mental health. And I know it's a big subject, we're all talking about it now, and we need to keep talking about it. This is where we need more resources in this department, where to help somebody with their mental health and how to help them. If somebody showed me kindness when I was growing up, I know my confidence would be different. So instead I had to do it myself.
Uni while growing up here. How was your journey at that time? Did you find
What?
support? Did you were bullied, or did you find support? How was your journey?
No, I mean, I was bullied. I had people crossing the road in case they caught something. um,
Mm.
Name calling was pretty much every day.
Yeah.
People throwing things at me to see if I had emotions. You know, young children. Mummy, look at her. She's so disgusting. And whilst I'm just going about everyday life, that was my reality. Now, the only thing with me is I couldn't share that with anyone because around me, the best anyone could tell me was, "Don't worry, it's okay. You'll just get used to this." But the point is, I shouldn't have to get used to this. This is not acceptable in any way, whether it's a visible difference, whether it's a disability. None of this should be acceptable where somebody tells you, get used to this. No. Get used to being kind, yes. But get used to having negative things thrown at you? No. No, we don't need to. So
Society needs to change. Yes.
absolutely, we all need to contribute to that change. And a
Yeah.
quote of mine that I live by is, be the change you wish to see in this world, Mahatma Gandhi. I have to do the work in order for change to happen around me. I cannot
Hmm.
expect change to happen if I don't do the work as well. So if
So, was there
each
any
one,
particular incident, like, the Tulsi that you are talking about? She has now become a motivational speaker. You are now out there inspiring others. You've been featured in all these magazines, on TV shows. So, what created this Tulsi from that Tulsi? Was there any particular incident, and did something happen? What was that changing moment?
yeah, I think the biggest changing moment when I had this opportunity to have skin camouflage done on my arms, because I've worn makeup before. When I had this skin camouflage done, As the makeup was going on my arm, I started to almost have a panic attack. And then the practitioner thought maybe I reacted to the makeup. I said,
Right.
no, I haven't reacted to the makeup. I can't see my scars anymore. I can't see the colors. I can't see the texture. Take this off. Because
Mm.
suddenly that was not my arm. So as the makeup came off, my heart rate
Mm.
came down. That's the active, that was a conscious day where I remember I don't want to cover up anymore.
Right.
Tulsi is Tulsi with all of this.
This is who I
These
am.
scars decorate my body. I get to choose how I see my scars now, not how society tells me to look at them. I am my version of beautiful, not your version or anyone else's. And that's all I need to remember.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now what are you doing? Tell us what kind of work are you involved in nowadays?
Yeah, so I do a lot of campaign work in the fashion and beauty industry to have better representation with people with a visible difference. Um, be in mainstream media, in films, in TV. Why can't someone like me be the love interest? Why do I always have to look like the villain all the time? Why can't I be the person in the background making a cup of tea? Why can't I be a positive role in a film or TV? And
Right.
also trying to do more campaign work in the South Asian community as well, because we really need
Right.
to open up more conversations. And for me, I put myself out there knowing I may get negative comments, I might get trolled, but I do this for my 10-year-old Dulcie who didn't have a role model, who didn't see someone in the media who looked like her, who said, it's okay to be you. And that's the thing here. It's okay to be you. Yes, we can change ourselves for ourselves, but we don't need
Yeah.
to change for anyone else. And it's breaking down the stereotypes, it's breaking down stigma, shame, guilt, all of these things that we've been kind of almost inherently adopted from the day we're born. I want to break this, and I want to say we can live a limitless life providing we have a good mindset.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, it's a Women's Day special episode. This year's theme is breaking the bias. And do you think what kind of bias are you trying to address with your campaigning? You think
Oh, I think there's so many biases in that,
for
visual
women, especially?
representation, gender, of course,
Yeah,
the color of my skin, my scars. There's so many factors, but I think for me is let's open conversations. Let's educate. There's nothing wrong saying I did it this way. I'm really sorry, but I want to learn to make it better. I'm not sitting here going to blame anyone for how they did things. We did things then to survive, but now we do things to thrive. We don't need to use those tools anymore. We can change this. So I'm here to say I'm holding space. If you have any questions, you want to educate yourself about how to approach somebody with burns or a other visible difference, it's okay. Start by saying hello. Start by smiling. And that in itself is the opening conversation. You know, um, and that's with anybody, to be honest. But like when I do work with Changing Faces, one of their things that they really quote on is when you get it right for the visible difference community, you will get it right for everybody else. And I think that is very strong for me as well. That's why I put the work in myself. So everyone around me has the permission to just be themselves, you know. And I live on love and kindness and compassion. They're the three things that every day I must not only do I practice, but is what I radiate and what I promote. And with that, we're gonna get so far in life.
absolutely. And breaking the bias we are talking about. We were talking earlier that women are, or the main heroine is expected to look like a certain way. They always show the villain, like we were talking James Bond movie. Always the
Hmm.
villain has some kind of deformity or some scar or something. That's what we were discussing, isn't it? Breaking the bias, like don't stereotype. This is where the mentality and the the propaganda starts. It's starting from the media so often, isn't it? What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like those children when they say, "Oh, mommy, look at her."
Mm,
How does it know, "Oh, look at her," if he hasn't or he or she hasn't associated me as a villain somewhere? Be it a
exactly.
monster or a villain in a film. So
Yes.
let's change it from these films that the young children are watching to obviously what we watch. This is
Yeah.
not to say have no villains with a visible difference, but also have them as, heroines and heroes and, the love interest. Why can't we have that? Why can't we have both? Um,
Exactly. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Because that's what we are saying. This is where it's starting. In the movies and all. That's where the culture is starting. That's where the mindset. That's where the seeds are sowed, and that's why a society or people have this cultural perception, right? That's what we were talking about. Absolutely. So that is what viewers we are talking. Breaking the bias. Don't judge people. On their looks. Whether it could have been an accident, it was a deformity. It's not their fault, isn't it? That's what the main thing is. Yes.
but the bottom line, I think, for all of us is behind every person there is a story. We will never know
Exactly.
everyone's story, absolutely. But behind everyone, there's a story. So let's show kindness. We've been judging all this time. It doesn't work. Let's change that. Let's now not do the judgment. Let's show kindness, compassion. People flourish. Me, you, everyone around us, If I give you love and compassion and space, you're going to feel accepted. You're going to feel amazing. You will want to grow. But if I put judgment on you, you'll always be doubting who you are. You'll never feel good enough. You'll not have good worth, self worth. So let's change this. It didn't work then. That's because new things need to come in place. And that's why I say love and compassion is the root of how we're going to get to help people.
Yeah. And viewers, let me tell you, Tulsi is such a resilient woman. She had this accident in a, she lost her parents in a plane crash. She lost her only brother. And even after that, she had some health problems, but she has been so strong. She has been so resilient. And, she is such an absolute inspiration. Tulsi, who do you think, supported you very well? You would say, okay, I'm here, because of, I don't know, this person or, this incident or this book or this motto. What do you think kept you going? Was your
Um,
supporting
in,
factor?
in all honesty, for me, it's very surreal when I say this, but for me, it's Lord Krishna. Uh, I mean, not obviously, but I grew up in a Hindu faith, but I never, it was never something I practiced. But my connection to the divine, that faith, that never giving up, has got to come from that energy because every time I closed my eyes and just said, "What next?" Like if something big came to me, I always said, "What next?" And I understood from a young age that this was given to me for a greater purpose than just, "Oh, poor Tulsi, she lost her I don't do pity. I don't need pity. On a soul level, I've asked for this journey. I'm so grateful. You know, um, Everything that's happened in my life is meticulous planning from the divine. The
Mm,
universe delivers everything in absolute perfect timing. So for me, that is my role model. That for me is that inner strength and faith that I have and the connection. And that's why I'm able to sit here and deliver what I do because my my connection to the divine source is my strength. It's not a living person.
yeah,
It's just this universal energy that is my strength. And bottom line for me, humanity is the reason I get out of bed because I still have hope that changing one person's life is going to have a domino effect on changing another person, another person, another person. And that's why I do what I do.
absolutely. So, what would you like to say to someone who is who has the scars or who think they are being prejudiced against? because of the certain way they look? What words of encouragement do you have for them?
Well, first and foremost, you are beautiful as you are. When I say it, it may mean nothing to you, but what I will give you is whatever's happened to you has happened for you. It's now to start looking at you were able to get out of bed on days you didn't even think you could. You were able to look at yourself in the mirror when you didn't even know you could. You were able to stand up for yourself in a situation you didn't know you could. So celebrate those. Celebrate the strength it took you to come out of this. As you celebrate that, then the love towards yourself will start growing. So every time you look in that mirror, find one thing that you didn't like before. Now change it into your superpower and start to love it in a different way. So for me, my scars, I thought were my enemy, so to speak, but they are now my best friends. They are my superpower. I'm here, I'm talking to you because of them. Otherwise, you wouldn't know who I am. You wouldn't know. Dulcie would just be a regular girl as anyone else, as in just doing her life. But I'm here
Yeah,
because of my scars. And I'm here to say we all have physical scars and we have
emotional
invisible scars. But both of them live together and both of them require the same amount of love. I used to say when I was growing up, I always said, God took my beauty. But I didn't even know what beauty was. I just looked on the outside. But I realized I had to work from the inside out. So the
right.
light that you see, well, I know I have this light. The light emits much brighter than even my scars. So I had to do the work from the inside, like we all should be doing. We need to look at who we are from the inside out. Find your heart, find what makes you amazing, and really, really hone in on that and realize you are special because of that. So that's what I would give to somebody who's going through something tough right now, whether you have a scar physically or emotionally
Emotionally.
or physically, it's okay. Every day at a time, one emotion at a time, and above and beyond all, be kind to yourself. And that's important.
Yeah, definitely. I think destiny had a higher calling for you, Tulsi.
Complete.
What do you say?
Complete.
Yeah, thank you. And just we got 1 minute more. But any words that you want to say? Any advice, and what do you want to say to the people? What do you want to say to the viewers?
Well, I think, like my journey, when I started, I had no confidence, no self worth, nothing. Everything was based on the way I looked. I was ugly. And then life was just kind of still, nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden, when I started to do the work for myself, find the love for myself, look where I am now. I do all these amazing campaigns. I'm on media, I'm on TV, I'm in magazines, I'm a
Yeah,
model. I do work with Avon. I've done work.
yeah.
That doesn't happen overnight. That happens every day, just putting in the work every day, telling myself I'm good enough, I am enough. And so for anyone out there, that's all it's one step at a time, one positive word at a time, and you will get there.
Thank you so much, Tulsi. Thank you for joining us, and we are going to take a
Thank
short
you.
break.
Thank
So much, Tulsi. Thank you.
you. Lots of love. Bye.
Welcome back, the Chicken Big Mac. But hurry, it's only here till 15th of March.
Key is here to answer all your questions on equity release. Which plan, for instance, is right for you? Key has a wide range of plans to suit different needs, and with competitive rates and options such as inheritance protection for your loved ones, we're sure to find the plan that's right for you. So why not see how much cash you could release with our free online calculator? Key, equity release that's right for you.
With Post Office Over 50s life cover, you can have the time of your life. Safe in the knowledge we'll pay out money when your time is up. UK resident, 50 to 80, you're guaranteed acceptance. No health checks, and from just £1.15 a week. Plus, you'll even get to choose a £100 gift card. Call Post Office now on 0800 171 2211.
This is an urgent appeal from the charity WaterAid. Every day, children like Safia have to walk miles to collect water like this. Water so dirty it could kill them. But they have no choice. Every day, babies have to drink water that's teeming with insects and bacteria. Their mothers know it could kill them, but they have no choice. Today, more than 800 children will die from poor sanitation, hygiene, and dirty water. They drink it because they have no choice. But you do. Today, you can choose to give children like Safia clean water and change everything. Text or call WaterAid now to give just £2 a month. Your £2 a month will help communities install pumps, pipes and taps. Your £2 a month will help bring children clean water for life. We've already brought clean water to over 27 million people, but it's simply not enough. So please, text the word water to 70300 or call 0800 088 7700. Please call now, because until we reach every child like Safia, they'll have no choice but to keep drinking dirty water that could kill them. Thank you.
Tableware, textiles, books. You can sell it all on Vintage Home category.
You know the drill. Just snap, upload, set a price and sell without fees. Download the Vinted app.
Just like you, not all rise and recline chairs are made the same. Isn't that right, Olivia? That's why we make many different styles in a variety of beautiful fabrics. And your chair is sized to fit you perfectly. They're thoroughly tested. Relaxing, rising, reclining, rising, reclining. And relaxing. Rise and recline chairs, handmade in Great Britain by Middletons. Go on, Olivia, live life without limits.
Prescription is perfect. The prescription is actually perfect.
Really clear vision, feel comfortable. These are great.
I think I do need to stress the quality of the glasses. It just feels, really good.
Retail somewhere around £50, something like that. They feel really good quality. They don't feel cheap at all. £6 for everything.
For £6, you really can't go wrong. Even if you've got a spare, a backup pair of glasses, I think you really can't go wrong.
When that's the value that you can get, why would you shop anywhere else?
When you can buy bespoke just for you from a real person. Why buy boring? Shop Etsy.
My all-new WW plan is totally unique to me. It's built around the foods I love.
Live the life you love, lose the weight you want. Join WW today.
Because we love our dogs, we should reward them with delicious food to help them thrive. Bella and Duke has worked with vets to develop a range that's 100% natural. First, you tell us about your dog online, then we'll recommend a food, all made from at least 80% fresh raw meat with added berries and vegetables. Finally, it's delivered frozen to your door. It's not just our natural raw food that's good for your dog. When you subscribe, you also have 24/7 access to our vet helpline, offering you free expert advice when you need it. Show your dog just how much you love them. Visit bellaandduke.com/TV and receive up to 50% off your first box.
Bella and Duke.
Okay, welcome back, viewers. We had Tulsi Vagjani with us in the first segment. And now we are here with our second guest, who is super smart and super fit. We have with us Prapti Dutt. So hi, Prapti.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Namaskar. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure, absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, and we are delighted to have you. Viewers, Prapti Dutt, she is a nutritionist and a fitness trainer. तो उन्होंने 12 साल कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में काम किया है। शी इज़ अ सीएफए, शी इज़ अ डिप्लोमा इन फाइनेंस, प्रॉपर कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस जॉब कर रही थी, एंड देन शी डिसाइडेड to follow her passion, and she's become a fitness trainer and a nutritionist, and in a very short span she has achieved tremendous success, phenomenal success. She's very popular, so she is here to share her story. उनकी भी story बहुत ही inspiring है, बहुत ही interesting है. And studio, can we have the pics? And there you are. So major difference. Beautiful. That tummy is envious, Prapti. Gorgeous.
Thank
Okay,
you.
and that's your change, the lifestyle change that's you brought about, and your fitness journey. So tell us, Prapti, what is your story? You were working in corporate, and suddenly now you are such a well-established fitness trainer. So what's your story, Prapti?
Yes, the story is definitely long, but I'll cut
Okay.
it down short for you all. I am a fitness trainer and a nutritionist. I have my own company, Keep Well Mantras. I transform lives. When I say transform, I also mean just not physically, but also a lot mentally. I transform people's mindsets. I transform people's body. I transform the way they pursue their lifestyle. So that's the transformation I bring in people's lives, the ladies, men. And it wasn't the case before. I was working, I'm a postgraduate in finance. I did my CFA. I did my diploma in insurance from UK. I also have 2 kids. I have a very lovely family in London. And I have been working for 12 years, and it was always that I wanted to do something in fitness because I'm extremely passionate about health and fitness and bringing it to the community. So in 2019, when I had my second cesarean section, so I had 2 C-sections, I was in a very low, weak health. So after my C-section, I was on bed rest. It was very traumatic to see myself in such a poor health. And it really hit me hard. Maybe because I had always been into fitness, I just couldn't take it. So I really went into postpartum depression, which not many talk about. And it's very, very common. And it just turned around my life. I used to eat a lot. I was an emotional eater. I bulked up a lot of weight because of it. So within a matter of few months, my life just turned around, and it just happened to be that I didn't realize when from size 10 I became size 16, and I just didn't realize it, and it just went by so quickly. And then I just couldn't, see myself that way, and I had to change. It's a funny story, I'll tell you. When there was one day it was my birthday. So my birthday is in April, so I wanted to buy myself something, and I just went to a trial room in one of these shops, have a birthday gift for myself, and I just couldn't fit. I just couldn't fit in the clothes, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't see myself. That day
This
I
is not
promised
me.
myself, Jasmine, I promised myself, girl, you need to go back to your size. Size 0 was never my goal. My goal was to be fit, to be healthy. That was all I wanted that day. And I promised myself that I'm going to bounce back. And I did bounce back. So that started from really that point in time when I wanted that anger, the frustration in me came out. And since then, there has never been a day, Jasmine, I have not focused on my health. There's never been a day I don't work out. There's never been a day I don't focus on what I eat. I'm a very mindful eater. And even if I have 2 kids in the house, I just find time for myself. I prioritize my health. And eventually, slowly, I think it took me an year, but I definitely lost a lot of weight. I did turned out really low. So basically size 0 was what I ended up being. But that was really not the goal. The goal was to get fitter, to get toned, to lose the fat, to be healthier, to regain my strength. And so when in all this, a new lifestyle mode, the things I was experiencing, I
Right.
just realized that it is such a breakthrough in my life that I wanted to pursue and help others with it. I wanted to liberate other women, and that's how it all started. So I just quit my job in
So
2000
आपको
and
कितना time लगा? How long did it take you to achieve your, you became a size zero? How long did that happen? That
1 year.
realization time,
It took
1
me
year.
1 year. It took me 1 year to actually get to my goal, but within, I think, 6 to 9 months, I had lost all the weight. But then eventually I
You went
kept
from
working.
16 to size zero in like 9 months.
All
That's
1 year, I would say, because weight loss isn't just about, toning. So weight loss and toning both together takes a little extra time. So you would lose weight, but you will not be able to, build abs. You won't be able to build that strength. You won't be
Right.
able to tone your core. So that really comes in with time, patience. And then just I decided, because I was from being the lowest of my health to being the strongest ever. I wanted to bring this to everybody I know, and especially the ladies who suffer after pregnancy, and they go through a lot of pain, and they just forget they will ever look how they looked before. And that's the change I wanted to bring in people. And just, I found my purpose, I would say. I just found my purpose of life. And eventually, it also happened to be that I was always asked by everybody, how did you do it? Can you help us? And I'm always willing
Right.
to help everybody. So it just happened to be that I thought, okay, fine, let's do this, let's pursue my passion. If there's anything I can do the best of my abilities, I think this is it. So I just started there. So that's how I launched my business 2020, around my birthday. That's the gift I gave myself. And then from there on, no looking back. Definitely no looking back.
Did you like just resign one day and say, okay, now I'm going to
Yes,
follow my
yes.
passion, or
So
did you
I
do it
was
right?
working as, yeah, I was working on a contract. And the moment
Right.
the contract ended, I was like, I'm done. I don't think I'm ever going to go back here. And that was literally like a liberation I had, that, oh my God, now I can pursue my dreams.
Yeah.
At
Were
that
you
moment,
scared?
it all looked, sorry?
Were you scared? Like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Did your
I
friends
think
say, hey, you shouldn't resign.
I
What are you
was,
doing?
you will get opposition in all corners of life, in the
Yeah.
close quarters, outside world, everywhere. You will always have opposition. There will always be barriers where people will question you. But if you believe in your goals, if you believe in your dreams, you don't have to worry about anybody else. I think if you have conviction in what you can achieve, and you know you will, I think the
Okay.
rest is history. And I am a girl with big dreams, high hopes. That's how I believe I am. I never give up. I just never give up on my goals. I never give up on my dreams. So I had to do this. I have to give myself one chance at least in my life to do what I love. And that's where I did it. And then eventually it was initially hard. There were challenges, like always, from earning to earning nothing, starting my business from zero, literally investment from scratch. And
Yeah.
COVID also hit around that time. So it was definitely struggle. Also because the service business that I am, it's very much based on time. Results
Yeah.
don't come overnight. So
You
you
have to be
need to have that
consistent.
goodwill in the market. People like to see what I have done. People trust you on the basis of your results. So that's the area which takes patience, it takes time, but it's all
Yeah.
worth it because you enjoy it so much. I enjoy bringing transformations. I still get goosebumps when my clients give me results. Looking at them makes me feel like, oh, I know this feeling. I have been through it and I love it. Really.
Lovely. So, Prapti, so what does your work involve? How are you changing the community? How are you making the community and the women fitter?
Yes, so part of my job is definitely making people, training people, exercising. So I do live workouts. I have a huge
Right.
library of workouts. I have my own web application. So people around
Right.
the globe can do my classes. Every day is
Right.
a new class. I do all live myself. Like I said, I'm extremely disciplined person. I do live classes. I make people work out. I have a huge community of ladies who do my classes. They get hooked up. They get addicted from doing no
Right.
classes to literally getting a habit of waking up early and getting a class done. So that's the kind of habits I embed in my community. and they love it. See, this is one part where I want people to transform by physically pushing themselves, getting a workout in their lives. But there's another side of the business that I really work on is mindset training. And that really, if you getting work done from people, everybody knows what's right, what's wrong, but not everybody does it because it's easier said than done. Training people, trying to make them understand why they should do and why they shouldn't do something that's not right for them that is what takes efforts end of the day. And I think that's one area that I have always evolved since day one and keep learning how people want, the psychology of people, how they like to discover what's right for them. Not everybody is same, not everybody gets the same results. So that's the other side of my work that I really spend a lot of time in, working with people, spending time with people, trying to understand how I can help them. And if you get that right,
mindset is very important. You think mindset and attitude is very
extremely important. There are so many barriers in your own mind. You need to break those barriers before you break the barriers in the society. You won't believe people talk with their experiences, not facts. If you get up after delivering a baby, people will tell you, oh, you are a mom now. So, it's okay if you don't get your body back. It's okay. But it's not okay. They talk with experiences. It's not that if they haven't done it, doesn't mean it can't be done. If you want to break barriers, if you want to be an exception, you want to be extraordinary, you got to do something that's extraordinary. You can't live a life just believing in people that, yes, it can't be done. So that's the barriers that I want people to break in. That's where I want people to change. And it takes a while. It takes decades. It takes a lot of time, I think, for people to believe in a new thought process and having faith in their own self,
And it's not easy, losing weight. It's a a lifetime commitment, and you need to have to put in the effort as well, isn't it? It's not just like, thinking about it. It's just that actual getting and, taking that
Getting up.
first step.
Yes. I think the one thing that always helps is being part of a community. I say this because we alone don't achieve results as much as we do as a team. When women liberate other women and they get goals together, that's when they come out of the thought process of competing with each other. Rather, they support each other. And a community is what I create. I have people with me since I started, literally nearly 2 years now. So I have members with me since then, trying to now help others. Every new member in my group is helped by a member who has been with me for a long time, because we now are an inspiration to everybody. We cannot climb on top of each other, right? We have to together fight the battles.
Yes.
So that's what I do. That's what I inculcate. That's what I embed. That you need to be an inspiration. Lead by action. If you want to be motivated, you motivate others. Inspire. That's what I want.
Brilliant. And this today's topic, International Women's Day, and we are talking about breaking the bias. Do you think there is bias towards women who put on weight after pregnancy, like especially Bollywood stars, we saw Aishwarya Rai being ridiculed so much. What do you think about this?
So you'll always find people are very judgmental, and it's a fact. People will always have viewpoints for themselves. We need to stop listening things. We need to stop thinking too much about what other people think. We need to get out of the habit of pleasing people. And the day we get out of worrying about if I should do it, what other would think, I think we'll be actually in a very, very happy state. So there will always be judgments. People have always had thoughts about different things that they think is correct or wrong or right or whichever they think. That doesn't mean that you need to listen. You need to care less. You need to stop listening and do what you want. Simple. I think You need to find that inner peace that tells you that you are the priority, and that's it. Thinking about people, what they think about you, really is so secondary that it doesn't matter. Live the life guilt free. If you're doing something for somebody else, it's not that person, it's you. It's you actually too much worried about pleasing other people. Self orientation does not mean selfishness. Find time for yourself. And the day you do it, the day you stop caring about other people, will be the day you'll be the happiest.
And postpartum depression is such a reality, but I think still
Yeah.
not talked about enough, in the Asian community,
Yeah.
especially Indian community. I think women suffering from it might also
Yeah.
not realize that actually what they have is,
Yes.
postpartum depression, and they need to get help. What do you want to say to, new mothers?
Yes, no, it's so natural. It's so natural. It's not like nobody can tell you you are suffering. You won't know yourself. But it will give you few indications, like you won't want to go out somewhere. You don't want to click your pictures. That tells you're not happy inside. Yeah, you try to hide yourself from the society. That tells a lot about having that kind of sinking feeling. I've been through it. I know. And I all I can say is it's a temporary phase. Trust me, it's a temporary phase. You just need to come out of it one step at a time. And personally, for me, fitness has helped me a lot come out of it. You need to find a community which supports you, which has experienced the same. Just by getting that feeling that you are not alone, you can accomplish a lot more. You won't feel that I'm the only one facing this issue. This is so common. People don't talk about it, especially in the Asian community. You're right. I think we should be more vocal about it. I think we should talk more about things like that. People should know that this is absolutely normal. It is not a medical condition. It is absolutely normal to have such a feeling after your body changes, your hormones changes. It's very, very medically, scientifically linked as well.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's normal, okay? You should take it with pride. You should be happy that you're having a feeling like that, because that's what tells you that you're going to change. Unless you're unhappy about something, you won't change, right? So it's good to be not happy. It's okay to be not content, because that's when you change.
That's going to be your wake up call. That's what's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be doing.
definitely. Be strong, be thoughtful, be strong, be brave, be bold. Don't worry about what anybody will tell you. It doesn't matter, really. You should really don't care about what the person thinks. You want to do something, you do it. If the house is messy, let it be messy. Do your exercises, think about yourself, prioritize your own health, yeah? And rest
The
all.
society keeps this such a, like you got kids, focus on your kids, that, oh my God, you have kids and you're going to the gym, people are judgmental that way. So we
Yes,
need to break that bias.
very, very judgmental. And I personally, I don't like going to gym. I do all my workouts from home, so I'm a home workout person. I just because I like my own time and I do it at my own pace.
Gym or
And now,
what?
of course, I do it with the others. So I do my classes with my community, which is fun. But it is true that you need to find time for yourself. It's okay to not be known as good or the best mom or whatever. It's okay as long as you are taking care of yourself and you inside know that you are doing good job. Nobody should tell you that you should do this or that. You have rights. You don't have to take it from somebody. You already have it. So why worry about anybody telling or not telling you about something? Just do it. You think it's good, you do it. You find happiness, you do it. You don't need approvals from anybody. So that's the mindset we need to change.
So Prapti, I mean, you have achieved so much tremendous success in just like 2 years. What's the future plan? What's coming up?
Yes, so I always keep my progression going with everything. So I'm looking to do a couple of good in-person events this year, which is in pipeline. And
Right.
I'll be coming up somewhere close to spring where I will be doing more of celebrate women events. And I'm really
Right.
looking forward to having, I have a huge community anyway. I want people to be inspired, to be part of the community who inspires. And we want to talk about success stories. So it gives many women out there that feeling that yes, it can be done. So for instance, I get phone calls with ladies telling me, oh, I haven't ever been 2 years, I haven't lost weight, I don't think I can do it, it doesn't work. And then the same person after 6 weeks is telling me, I can't believe I lost it. You know, these are success stories where people need to listen to them, people need to hear these stories, people need to know what they did to get there. Because end of the day, it's best practices. It's about finding that best practices to how to do. It's like you need support, you need community. So that's the kind of events I'm going to definitely conduct and reach out to as many women as I can. Definitely. So those is definitely coming up. My fitness challenges are always ongoing. I'm going to come up again in April, end of March. I will be hosting my 6 weeks challenges every 6 weeks. I want people to book in, commit to 6 weeks, and see the change that happens in 6 weeks. It's a lifetime experience to actually be part of a program and understand your own potentials. We are stronger than we really know. So if you know your potential, you would be surprised that you had so much more to offer, so much more strength you have than you actually thought. So just unleash that beast, unleash that inner self, that strong, bold girl in you, that needs to come out. And that's what I'm going to do. I keep doing it. And it's really amazing. It's very, it's like living my life again, Jasmine. It's like living myself in every girl who comes to me. Every girl who gets a success story, I feel I have lived that experience myself again.
Amazing. Okay, and Prapti, what about diet? And can our viewers maybe they can get
Yes.
some tips from you? There is a plethora of information out there. कोई कहता है, intermittent fasting करो. कोई कहता है, have breakfast like a king and dinner like a pauper. कोई कहता है keto diet करो. कोई कहता है paleo
हाँ.
diet करो. कोई कहता है lactose free करो, gluten free करो. तो इतना information overload है. What kind of diet should we be following?
I think the diet that is the best diet is what works for you. Some people can get away with keto. कर जाते हैं. They are able to do it. So keto works for them. If you are not able to do keto and you are getting struggling, you're frustrated because of you can't do keto is not for you. You do any diet that you can sustain for a good long period is the best diet for you. Intermittent fasting, not everybody can do it. I personally don't do intermittent fasting. I don't follow any diet. I just follow a healthy eating diet and a healthy lifestyle. It's a combination of both. You will never see results if you do alone diet. You will never see results that you do alone with workouts. You have to combine healthy eating and diet together, healthy eating and workouts together. But trust me, there is no right or wrong diet. The only diet that is right is what works for you. If you think that eating in an intermittent fasting window is better for me, go for it. I think that will work for you. But you need to sustain it. Consistency is what will actually give you results. If you're doing a diet for 7 days, that's really not consistent and not sustainable. So what's the point in doing them? So if you are not able to follow a diet beyond a month, rather not do it because it's not going to work.
All right. Thank you so much, Prapti. That was amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. And we wish you all
Pleasure.
the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
viewers. Take care.
Thanks.
And I wish you all a very good afternoon. Namaskar.
Namaskar.